Hello, YouTube, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome. I am Myra. So, it is the beginning of the year, and I am doing a 5-day fast. Now, it's something that I normally do, so I'm not unfamiliar with fasting, but I figured this time I would record it for anybody out there who was interested in fasting. I haven't even really set up right now. I'm holding my phone and recording. I really wanted to get this in because it's the first 24 hours. So if I look tired or if the video is a bit choppy, I really want to apologize for that. But I really wanted to get day one in to get this information to you. Why am I fasting? I fast for several reasons. I fast for health, which is an obvious one. But for me, I do it to really tap into the spirit realm. I feel like I get messages when I fast. I I feel very connected with my higher self, and I feel like I can just communicate with entities in the next realm. So I really just I elevate when I fast. So I really like to do that. I'm I'm very meditative, and I find just my mind is allowed to be free and allowed to think. It also helps me keep my weight in check. I really like it. I like the idea of depriving myself of food for a period of time and knowing that food does not have that hold over me. It has such a hold on so many people, and so many people out there fight with food. There's so many health and addiction issues surrounding food. And I like knowing that that's not an issue of mine. That is why I fast. I also do it to tap into the human growth hormone, actually, because when you fast, and depending on how long you fast for, you just seem to age backwards. It's a way for me to keep myself in check. This is a 5-day fast. I finished my first 24 hours and it was good. It wasn't anything crazy. I drank water, although I didn't find myself super thirsty today. So I found myself having to force myself to drink. I don't do a water only fast. I used to do it back in the day when I first started almost 10 years ago, but I don't do a water only fast. I find that super restrictive, and really for me, it's not necessary. I also don't recommend water fasts. I think water fasts should be done under guidance, proper guidance, and only if you absolutely need it. So I do not do water fasts. When I do fast, I will have water, I will drink tea. I remember doing a fast and coffee called me, so I had coffee. I would maybe even have kombucha. I do take my minerals, so I do take vitamin B and magnesium bisglycinate just to keep my heart rate steady. But I finished the first day, and the first day was good. I have a tendency to watch food programs, and not because I'm hungry. Today I wasn't even hungry. I wasn't hungry at all. Like right now I think it's about 11:30, 11:40 at night, and I was not hungry at all. I I made dinner for my children. I did a little bit of grocery shopping. I ran errands. I had energy. It's Monday. I ate my last meal was Sunday night around I think it was around 7 o'clock. So I do have energy. I don't feel empty or, hungry. I'm not really thinking about food. Back to the food program thing. It's a thing for me. I enjoy it. I feel like I get ideas and I get motivated. And it's one of those things where it's, oh, when I start eating this, these are the kinds of things I'm going to make. Oh, I'm going to make this and I'm going to make that. But the one thing I actually do realize is that as I'm watching these programs, I always think about how I'm going to make it based on how I eat. Now I'm low carb. I don't eat a lot of refined starches, flours, and sugars, pasta. Rice is my kryptonite. So every once in a while, I'll treat myself with rice. But when I watch these shows, I always like to think, how can I make it low carb? How can I make it suited to me? So that's what I do. Like I said, today was good. Nothing crazy went on. I think I'm gonna make, I have some bones, which I told myself, some beef bones, which I'm going to make broth with. So I'm going to start that. My broth is probably gonna be on for about 40 hours. So I'm gonna start that tomorrow. And right now I'm just getting ready for bed and hopefully we'll get a good night's sleep. I find when I fast, I don't require a lot of sleep. And I think that is because my system is emptier. There's not a lot of digestion going on. So I don't need that much rest. So that's what I'm going to. So I'll see how the night goes. And and that's it. Right now one of my kids is knocking on my door. So I'm going to wish you good night and I'll see you on day 2. Today I just finished day 2. It went pretty well. Nothing crazy to report. I didn't teach today. I am a fitness instructor, so I am teaching tomorrow. So it's on my mind how I'm going to keep my blood sugar level up just for my class. I'll let you know how I resolve that. I did do my bone broth. I caramelized my bones for bone broth. So here it is in the slow cooker pot. I'm just going to pour some water. I didn't have any apple cider vinegar on hand, so I used some lemon juice. And what this does is it breaks down the acidity and draws out more of nutrients from the bones. I did add some thyme and salt and pepper, and that's it. So I'm going to put it into my slow cooker. My slow cooker goes for 10 hours, and these are going to be in for 40. So once the 10 hours is up, then I just start it over again. And yes, I do boil them overnight. Here it is. I've set it to 10 hours and it's ready. Lid goes on, and then I'll just check that as time goes. So I put my bone broth on for 40 hours. I just completed the first 10 hours and I just started it again. So it's gonna go overnight. It's really late right now. I stayed committed to that, so I was pretty happy with myself. I also recorded a video for my other YouTube channel by Myra Asa. If you want to see it, you can watch it here. I think it's either here or it's here. Either way, it's on one of these. But if you want to catch that video, it's there, and I had the energy to record that. I made a great dinner for my kids. I think it was like chicken 10,000 different ways, all the different ways they like chicken. So I did that. It was, all in all, it was a pretty easy day. I had tea. I had, I think, 2 cups of tea. Wasn't feeling really thirsty for water. My kids are sick and I'm coming down with something. So I have a scratchy throat. I didn't feel for water, but I did take a few sips. I just wanted something warm to soothe my throat. So that's what I did today. Energy level was okay. I am at that age where I'm perimenopausal, so hot flashes are definitely a thing. Once those come, I definitely need to sit. And I almost feel like I'm maybe going to be a little bit dizzy. I was just dealing with that today. I did take my vitamin B and I did take my magnesium. I haven't had any heart palpitations, which is fantastic because those are like the worst. And all in all, it was a good day. I didn't do anything crazy. I didn't do anything strenuous. I did not stress myself out. I didn't do anything outside of what was calling me or anything that didn't feel instinctual. I cleaned my kitchen. I cleaned my toaster. I really shined up my toaster. I cleaned my crock pot. I mopped my kitchen floors. wash dishes, organize. So I had the energy to do that. So I was super happy about that. And that was it. That was the day. I didn't spend the day pondering anything, thinking deep about anything. I did watch my cooking show. So Chef's Table, thank you Netflix. Chef's Table is like my show during fasting. I watched Chef's Table Pizza and Chef's Table Barbecue, and then I watched Street Foods USA. I was just right in there, and I spent time planning tomorrow's dinner for my kids. But all in all, it was a really good day. So day 2 down, day 3 is coming up, and hopefully this cold doesn't take full effect and it doesn't last long. Because I'm fasting, my body is really just working on healing itself. I know it'll just take this on and just flush it right out as well, which I'm super happy about. So yeah, so if you hear my voice, I'm sure the more I talk, the raspier my voice gets. So I'm just gonna say good night again, day 2 down, and I will see you tomorrow. Hi, it's day 3 of my fast, and I'm really sick. I don't know if you can hear it, but I am super, super stuffy, having a hard time breathing. And then I woke up this morning and I had this pain in my groin area. I don't know what that's about, but just as the day was going, it just got progressively worse. And it just has me feeling a little emotional because it just has me thinking about, you know, the body and showing yourself grace and compassion. But this pain, I mean, it's excruciating. I can barely walk. It doesn't feel like it started out as a physical pain. It feels like something spiritual manifesting itself as physical. And I know this because whenever I sit down and I talk to myself and remind myself how loved and taken care of I am, I relax and the pain almost goes away. So I know that it is the spiritual manifesting itself in the physical. A lot of times too, when you're leveling up, when you're, going through shedding that old skin, you go through torments, you go through pain, you go through discomfort, spiritual, mental, emotional, and physical. So I think my physical. This is my physical, but I refuse to give in. Even though I'm shedding tears, I refuse to give in. I remind myself that I am definitely taken care of. I'm divinely protected. And that this is just something that I need to go through to reach my next self. I have no appetite, so that's good. Um, my broth is still on. And today was just a relaxing day because I needed to rest my leg. I was, however, able to teach, and I didn't have an issue with my blood sugar level dipping, just the issue with my leg. Yeah, I'm just going to make this really short. I need to get some rest. And it's just so interesting that this came at a time when I was fasting, and the illness as well. I mean, it's a cold, but I'm so stuffed. I'm so stuffy. It's unbelievable. But I think it's a form of purging, and a brighter me will be waiting on the other side. My nose is actually starting to run. Hold on, let me get some Kleenex. Yeah, I just have to go through it. This is this is life. It's not always going to be easy. It's not always going to be a walk in the park. And if you really want to see who you are, you want to meet your next self, you just need to sometimes walk through the fire, just go through the hot coals. But, what is waiting for you and who is waiting for you on the other side is, there are no words to describe it.
I know I'm not going to be feeling like this forever. I know this is temporary. And so I just envision myself being better, envision myself having the use of both legs and, you know, walking normally again and being able to stretch and coming back to my fitness practices. I I just have to remind myself of that. Mentally, I just feel congested, and not because of the cold, but just some just some thoughts that come into my mind, intrusive thoughts that are not true. And excuse me, I really need to work on just letting them go, and really seeing that my life is an example of the lie that these thoughts want to feed me. So I'm just gonna stay strong. I'm going to try to not give in to this. I know there's been a lot of tears today, but it's okay because that's part of the fasting journey. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if people who fast for weight loss go through this. I've never really fasted for weight loss. My fasting journey has almost always been a spiritual journey. So there's always been things that have come up during the fast, and this one is no exception. But I just want to let you know that still here. Today's Wednesday, so Sunday night I started. Yep, still here. Uh, I feel fine. I feel fine, just dealing with some things that just need to go. It's part of the purge. It's part of the purge. It's part of the process. But yeah, and I think a lot of times, this is why fasting might be hard for a lot of people because things come up. Things come up that you're not expecting. Things come up that you couldn't have foreseen, especially emotionally, right? And in my case, physically. And you just have to be prepared and be willing to deal with it. This is not time for me to break my fast. This has nothing to do with it. If nothing else, I should just be steadfast, stay strong, and go through the fast, get my answers. And then it would have been worth it. I mean, if I was to break my fast now, then what would have been the point for me to show that I can't eat for a few days? I know that. I know I can't eat for a few days. I've had questions, and they are being spiritually answered, and they are manifesting in this realm, and I'm feeling it physically. So that's okay. I'm going to stay strong. Thank you so much for watching, and hopefully tomorrow will be a lighter day. But you know what? I'm just going to focus on getting a good night's rest, and tomorrow will take care of itself. I will see you then.
It's day 4 of my fast, and I am feeling so much better. However, I've lost my voice, but my leg feels 150% better. I have use of it again, and I'm mobile again. I think my biggest takeaway is that I needed to sit down and to rest. I feel like I'm always at it as being a mom. There's just always something to do. And the ability to rest, to sit down and just take it easy, if you're a mom out there, doesn't quite come naturally to us. And so during this time, because of my discomfort, I was forced to rest. And I'll tell you, I'm very grateful for that. Because during that rest time, I was able to just have silent talks with myself and just remind myself that I was okay, that I was good, when my family would help me, that I was supported and cared for. It's really easy to miss those things when you're going through the daily grind. But when you're forced to stop, When you're forced to lean and rely on others, that's when you really see the impact you have on other people. And my family really showed me that. My kids were concerned and they were helpful. My husband was concerned and he was super helpful. And so I'm so grateful for that, because it just shows that I'm loved and that I'm cared for and that I'm taken care of. So that was my biggest takeaway. The other part as well is that I'm strong, that I can endure things, and I can endure discomfort. I can go through it. It's not always going to be a walk in the park, but I'm strong. I'm strong emotionally, and I'm strong spiritually, mentally, and I'm really strong physically. And so I'm really grateful for that. My body as well. I'm so grateful for my body. My body is working the way it should. Its parts are working together. They're not in competition with each other. And I so appreciate my body. So there were definitely things that I took away from this fast. It wasn't just days of not eating, watching food shows, although the food shows helped. It was time to reflect and time to really see who I am and what I'm capable of. And I'm so grateful for that. Just one more sleep to go, and that's it. Thank you so much for watching, and tomorrow's a new day. I'll see you then. The bones are out. Here are all the bones. And in here, we just have the broth, which I'll be breaking my fast with. It is the last day of my fast, and I feel really, really good. Where do I begin? You know what? I'm just going to close off this fast by just stating how incredibly grateful and appreciative I am of everything, of my body, of my surroundings, of my family. I just really had the opportunity to show myself a lot of compassion, a lot of grace, and a lot of ease. Being in the kind of pain I was in, I had no choice but to do that. So I am super, super grateful for my body and all the help I got while my body was getting back to 100. You know, the thing about fasts is that, well, each fast is different. So if you had a certain experience one fast, don't necessarily expect to have the same experience the next time around. And depending on what you're fasting for, what happens during the fast, the results, if you even finish the fast, can vary. I'm just so happy that I was steadfast, that I just went through it. I wasn't swayed at any point, and I wasn't turned off by it. I'm now going to break my fast with my broth. I'm so excited. And I'll probably be having broth for the next few days as I refeed and readjust and reacquaint my body to, you know, solids again. But yeah, that's about all I have to say about this fast. I think I'll do a separate video about the things that I really learned about myself and the things I learned during a fast. I mean, that's a video on its own. But I want to thank you so much for just joining me on this fasting journey. And if you have any questions at all about fasting, I mean, I've done all kinds of fasting. I've done OMAD, 1 meal a day, intermittent fasting. I've done, 2 days on, 5 days off, alternating days, 24-hour, 3-day, 5-day. I even did a 28-day fast. So I am not unfamiliar with fasting. So in case you have any questions at all, hit me up, comment below. I will answer them. And thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If you enjoyed this video, click that like button, subscribe, and hit for notifications. And I will see you next time.